ruling against the NCAA, but did not violate any of the NCAA wins. And I would create the most student player, former pro rules, beneficial rules out there. And I would get a little bit on the backside too. I would enable multi-year contracts. I would let them sign for 2, 3, 4 years. And because we are a conference that does that in a vacuum, it's their rule, it would be enforceable. And actually just go ahead and pay, So I think there's a real chance here for the Pac-12 schools. I think it would be really interesting if a state that has, a legislature that is small and nimble like Nevada to enable some state laws that really enabled their member institutions to do this kind of thing, and set up for the war against the NCAA. File the lawsuit on behalf of the state against the NCAA. You'll win.
Yep.
So go ahead and do it. Be aggressive. Go for it. And set up your state and your institutions and your conference so that when they want to do the schism in 2031, you say, we've got a better product.
Yep.
We've got a better product. Our kids stay for 3, 4 years. They're pros. They have experience. They can come back. They can go try out the pros. It doesn't work out. They come right back. And I hope they do it. I don't know, man. I think everybody's so scared to be a visionary in these circumstances that there's just this incredible amount of paralysis by analysis, and they wait for somebody else to do something.
One, these are the perfect states to do. The states screwed by this system, this antiquated system, are New Mexico and Nevada and Idaho and Montana and the Dakotas.
Yep.
Which, by the way, in many cases are some of the fastest growing states out there. I guess I should include Wyoming, although I don't think they're going to step up. Although these are supposedly like renegade freedom states, so why wouldn't we do it? Right? Let's fight the fight. And I'm going to throw something at you. I'm going to put out this video hopefully in the next couple of days. I spoke to Urban Meyer today. Okay, truth be told, he spoke to a whole crowd, and I rolled on a conversation. He made a great point of where college football is right now, because in the face of all of this, college football's never been worse, it's broken, it's ruined. Urban Meyer said this. I'll paraphrase. He goes, college football is great now. He goes, I never really got to coach seniors. I hadn't even thought of that. As a guy who coached at Florida and Ohio State, you have so many high-level guys. The best guys leave.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, look at the national champions the last couple of years. All 23-year-olds. Not all. Lots of them at Michigan and Indiana. He goes, college football, the product has never been better because more old players are around. So for college football fans who fall into these traps, these whiny traps from the bootlickers like Josh Pate, this newcomer to the college football scene, stop listening to them. Stop listening to them. The product is better. We're having more old kids stay around, get their degree, get extra degrees. And the best part is the football on the field is better.
Yeah. And if you're a G6 institution, why not give, again, be the most player-friendly rules you could possibly be out there. Allow for the multi-year. So not all of your freshmen and sophomores who actually make it transfer up and go to the national championship for the junior and senior year. I mean, most of those rosters were, Ohio State's a little different, but a lot of the players on some of these college football playoff teams were built on G6 rosters from their freshman and sophomore year. But if you create these player-friendly rules that allow them to come back and forth, that allow them to get paid, that allow them this name, image, likeness, and state rules that enable it as well, I think you can have the best product with the most friendly rules so that, maybe the G6 is the one that they're threatening to split off.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like your rules.
Yeah.
We don't like the revenue share that's 20% of whatever the projected revenues are. We're giving our kids 50%. We're giving our kids 75%, whatever you're giving them to be more competitive and to be a rival league. That's what I would love to see. But unfortunately, right now, what we are in this transitionary period where people are like, I want college football to be like when I was younger and fell in love with the sport, and it's never going to be like that again. It's never going to go back. It cannot go back. We are not going to have a time when kids aren't paid. We're not going to have a time where it's just scholarships or these weird rules that everybody's breaking and that the NCAA looks the other way on for certain institutions and not for others. We're not going back to that. So get on board, be a visionary, think about how the future can look. And gosh, man, I mean, the Pac-12, Mountain West, AAC right now are so well positioned to have a visionary take hold and take them somewhere special.
I'll give you a prime example of especially national people who are not really college football people because they're not prepped. And I love this guy. But, James, play me some Mad Dog here as he has picked a villain and is now going to go after this school.
The kid number 5 when he comes here from high school. Can LSU for once in their life just say, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't be the first guinea pig to take a kid from the Browns on our team. Let somebody else do it for a change. I mean, geez, what is he, Kellen Winslow? That they got to have him on the ball club? I mean, I would love for once, Lewis, and he says, well, he'd go play for another team. Well, let him go play for another team. Why does LSU always got to be the first guy to be an outlier?
Mad Dog is a perfect example, and I love Mad Dog. And I did Mad Dog Radio. I worked for SiriusXM, so he's like one of my idols in radio. But that is a simpleton take. That is exactly what you just said. I want the old days. Why? They weren't that good in college football. It was very limited on who would win. LSU and Lane Kiffin, hero. Texas Tech and Joey McGuire, who, by the way, came out and said, hey, we're trying to recruit guys who aren't making the NFL. Hero. And you know who else should be a hero? Dan Mullen and UNLV should step up and honor the memory of Tarkanian. F the NCAA. Fight. Let's set up a new system. Do it for the kids.
100%. If I was a alumni of LSU, I would be like, this is it. It's just like how you feel about VGK, right? Yep. I'll be the villain.
Yeah.
At least I'm going to be a villain who's trying to win. You know, like, let's go all the way with it. Let's test every boundary that there currently is, because you're never going to get another time in like this again in your lifetime where all the boundaries and rules can be tested. So test them.
Think about the absurdity of people asking, and we'll take a break here, people asking to go back to a system where 12, 17 schools cheated their ass off, and they were the only ones that were allowed to pay.
Over 40 years ago, I started the Richard Harris Law Firm right here in Nevada. And today we've grown to be the largest personal injury firm in the state. We got there by doing one thing. If there's a win, we're right in the middle of it. The Richard Harris Law Firm, 444-4444.
Raider Nation, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, I got you covered at Finley Volvo Cars, Las Vegas. They have the all-new 2026 Volvo XC40 all-wheel drive mile hybrid. Yes, I said a hybrid. MSRP on this vehicle is $43,995. The lease is only $399 a month. That'll be $4,799 cash due at signing. Finley Volvo, Las Vegas.
This season, it's your turn to play like a pro with the William Hill Pro Pick'em Football Contest. No spreads, no guesswork, so I'm in. It's Steve Cofield. The William Hill Pro Pick'em Football Contest is awesome. Just pick the winners and take your shot at a share of over $1.2 million in cash prizes. For just $25, instantly in the game. If you dominate the season with 215 wins, you could score a $1 million cash bonus. Don't wait. Register now and lock in your picks before the season kicks off on Sunday, September 13th. Get all the details and find a location near you at williamhill.us. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Every sports parent knows the drill. Early games, long tournaments, kids asking for food before the first whistle even blows. Port of Subs makes game day easy with fresh sandwich trays, boxed lunches, and giant party subs everyone will love. Spend less time worrying about lunch and more time cheering from the sidelines. Order ahead at portofsubs.com.
Size fresh sandwiches, Port of Subs.
Hear that? That's Alka-Seltzer, the sound of fast heartburn relief. Because when heartburn hits, you want something that works fast. Quick! Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets start neutralizing stomach acid in seconds. So nothing works faster for heartburn relief. Next time a burning feeling comes on strong, don't wait. Quick! Alka-Seltzer. Try Alka-Seltzer. Use as directed.
Plumbers, HVAC techs, contractors, and DIYers. McFadden Industrial Hardware has the tools, parts, and supplies to power your next project. Open early and stocked with everything you need. Stop by South Decatur near Russell. McFadden Industrial Hardware. Fast, easy, and built for the pros.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today and let's make them pay. 877-1500.
Ready to go. Call 877-1500. 877-1500.
Randy Westbrook, managing attorney. It's Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas and ESPN Reno.
All right, rolling on. Cofield and Company. With Ramirez, Steve Cofield, Justin Watkins. Okay, on to some interesting stories from around the country, and we can stop yelling for now. We're going to start yelling again about college football and the craziness. But there's an interesting rumor going around now that the Commanders may switch back to the Redskins. And there's a reason why. Something is happening. Why is Redskins gear being sold, and who is it being sold by?
I mean, it's being sold by the Washington Commanders at their team store. You can go in and get some player jerseys that and T-shirts that have the Redskin logo and the Redskin name. I saw Art Monk and Sean Taylor as some of the shirts that they were selling out of the team store. And, you know, it fed – I didn't even know there was this internet fodder on there, but it fed the fodder of – they're going back. They're changing their name back to the Redskins, and this is like a test to see how the public responds to the Redskin name. They want to show that all this gear sells out real quick as compared to the Commanders. The locals don't like the Commanders. They want the old Redskins, all those different things. And what the Redskins – what the Commanders have said, what the Washington Football Club has said is – this has nothing to do with any of that. It is simply preserving the trademark rights we have in the Redskin name and the logo. It is a use it or lose it law, and you have to show that you're continuing to use it in the stream of commerce in order to maintain the trademark rights. That is an accurate statement of the law.
100%.
If you don't use your trademark protected mark or names in commerce, you lose the rights to those. And on top of it, if somebody else was using yours and you didn't sue them, you would lose it as well. So you have to continue to stay aggressive. Now, the next sort of question is, okay, if they're never going back, why would they care about maintaining it? That's where the internet has gone with this, is say, like, you know, no. That, you know, I think PFT had that comment. Like, well, if you don't have any intentions of bringing it back, why in the world would you preserve the trademark? I think that's kind of silly, to be honest with you. You have players, you have history with that logo, with that name, and I just think it's insane to ask them to erase that and allow everybody else to trample all over those rights and start using their logo and using their name. Because that's what would happen. It's not that it would disappear. It's that the rest of the world would have the right to use it freely as they wanted.
Couldn't have summarized it better. I mean, we to personalize this, we went through this with our gym and everything that we've done apparel-wise when we had the seasonings, and our lawyer said to us, you need to, I think it's every 5 years, you need to prove usage, so on and so forth. And we had to do that and show that we were selling with our tool from the perfect. The idea of wanting to preserve for your fan base possible. We got two quarterbacks that are Super Bowl championships. They were not won by the Washington Football Club or the Washington Commanders. Like it or not, they were won by the Washington Redskins. And when you're talking about some of the greatest players in the history of the game, and arguably someone who died at a very young age and could have went down and might have went down as the greatest defensive back in the late Sean Taylor, it's well deserved. You have to preserve that name. So I have no problem with any of this. I do understand that law personally because we went through that time and time again. And I get it. I don't think that anybody should be thinking, oh, they're going back. It's the preservation of a time when this team was actually successful and had some of the greatest players of all time.
And it's just a matter of control. Like if you give it up, you don't know what anybody else is going to do with it, and
run with it.
Yeah, that's right. So when in doubt, preserve your rights. I don't understand why I would want to give any rights away for anything of my property, intellectual or otherwise. So I don't know. It seems like a lot of the Washington Commander fans like the old Redskin name, but I'm not in on those circles. All I can say is if you don't use it, it's 3 years actually, then you lose it.
Great rates with Create. Let your money elevate. Every swipe, every day. Watch it grow while you wait. Great rates with Create. Turn a little into great. Feels good, feels safe. Great rates with Create. Great rates with Create.